Welcome to Beyond Just Money by Kalkine Media, an independent global media house and investor relations group. Please note that this podcast is for information purposes only. It's not a solicitation or recommendation to buy, sell, or hold the stocks of any company or companies or engage in any investment activity under discussion. Kalkine Media is neither licensed nor qualified to provide investment advice through this platform.
Welcome to Beyond Just Money. With me today is Ms. Nidhi Sinha, the head of content at Kalkine Media. Today, we will discuss electric vehicles that constitute an important aspect of the UK's plan to attain net zero carbon emissions by 2050. Welcome, Nidhi.
Thank you, Manisha. EVs can, in fact, play a big role in fighting climate change.
True. Last year, the government also announced a ban on sales of new petrol and diesel cars in the next 10 years. How are you looking at that, Nidhi?
The UK's Climate Change Committee in June did prioritize developing the country's charging network before the 2035 ban on new diesel and petrol engines beyond London. So yes, efforts are being made in the direction. London accounts for about 31% of public chargers as charging companies focus on wealthier citizens. Apart from the government incentives on offer to drive the uptake of electric vehicles and speed up the transition, various other players in the EV supply chain are ready to play a part to be able to address the demand. All major automobile manufacturers are in fact rushing to make the most of the growing number of government mandates in favor of the adoption of EVs. For example, Tesla is one of the biggest names in the global EV market. The Tesla Model 3 became one of the most trendy battery-driven electric car in the UK. It overtook the sales of Nissan's Leaf models during the January to April period in 2021. In the first quarter of 2021, Tesla delivered 7,304 electric cars in the UK, significantly ahead of other European markets.
So, is the sale of electric cars surging in the UK?
Yes, Manisha, it is witnessing a surge as traditional car makers are required to comply with strict carbon emission requirements. According to the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders, electric cars accounted for an 8.4% share in the total car sales in May 2021. Other leading EV makers such as Audi, BMW, and Daimler are launching their EVs to drive sales and remain relevant.
And which stocks can be looked at seeing the emerging demand, Nidhi?
Well, let's take a look at 5 FTSE electric vehicle related stocks that have given robust returns to their shareholders in the last 1 year. The first company is Ceres Power Holdings, which specializes in fuel cells and electrochemical technology for EVs. The order book and pipeline of the company looks quite good. Ceres Power has in fact given a 1-year return of around 94%. The next one to look at is Codal Minerals, a company that is into the exploration and development of minerals. The company's license application for Bougouni mining is currently waiting for the final approval from the Ministry of Mines, Mali. It also announced the successful first gold exploration operations at the Nile concession. Codal Minerals has given a 1-year return of around 667%. Next up is Bacanora Lithium, a UK-based lithium development company which gave a 1-year return of 147% to its shareholders roughly. Then we have Royal Dutch Shell. This company, which is listed on FTSE 100, is a major oil and gas company and is focusing on addressing the charging needs of EVs at home, work, or on the road. In January 2021, Shell announced the takeover of Ubitricity. Its shares gave a 1-year return of around 21.81%. The last stock on my list is AMTE Power. It is a company engaged in developing and manufacturing lithium and sodium-ion battery cells for specialist applications. In June 2021, AMTE Power was selected for the government-funded 3-year Ultra project that focuses on bringing 2 AMTE Power lithium-ion batteries for commercialization in the auto sector.
Thank you, Nidhi, for sharing your insights on EV stocks with our listeners.
Thank you, Manisha. It's always a pleasure to be on this show.
To listen to this podcast again, log on to kalkinemedia.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you soon with yet another insightful episode of Beyond Just Money. Till then, as we say, Stay apprised and invest wise with Calkine Media.
Our listeners are requested to make their own inquiries about any investments, and Calkine Media strongly suggest that the listeners seek advice from a financial advisor, stockbroker, or other professional as necessary. Calkine Media hereby disclaims any and all the liabilities to any listener arising from any use of the information shared or discussed in this podcast. This podcast is available for personal and non-commercial use only.